And this is where these two are headed. In the women's under 47kg gold medal contest, Angelique Espinoza of Peru up against Ziyodakhon Isakova of Uzbekistan. It's the reigning world champion in Isakova against the reigning Paralympic champion from Tokyo in Espinoza.
And Espinoza knows her way, as you say, to the top of the pile on the podium. She's made this trip, of course, to Paris to try and replicate that. So the pressure, if there is such a thing, which is a privilege of champions, is on the shoulders of the Peruvian. But Isakova comes into this red hot and on form, Jack, for this one.
And also go back to the World Championships in Veracruz last year, and she beat Espinoza in that final. Yep, if you go back to Tokyo, in the semi-finals, en route to winning the maiden Paralympic Championships, Espinoza beat Isakova. They've marked each other's cards before, and now they go for a thorough stress test of each other's abilities in Paris, with everything on the line.
En bleu, représentant le Peru.
In blue, representing Peru,
Angelique Espinoza.
Since her title in Tokyo, she stepped back from the sport for a while. She returned and she had to build herself back up physically as well. Since then, there's been injuries, 6 months on the sidelines, but she's also returned to that world level and won a silver medal at the World Championships last year. Now for another Paralympic tilt. Angelique Espinoza hasn't had the load that others have had, with a withdrawal from her opponent in the semi-finals. Ziyodakhon Isakova now of Uzbekistan, always so consistent when it comes to the major events. She turns up.
She most certainly does. She's got that quality. They've got the confidence within the team as well. They're feeling good about themselves, and that's evidence for those big wins there.
referee, you may start the match.
Two fights in the legs of both, as France's Christine Nguyen calls them to their marks. A meeting of mind and muscle under the lights in the Grand Palais. Taekwondo's first Paralympic gold medal up for grabs at Paris 2024. Peru's Angelique Espinoza in the blue, and Uzbekistan's Ziyodakhon Isakova in the red. And immediately down with a gamjom. That yellow marker next to her name for falling over. 1 point to the Peruvian to open things up.
And his opening score's a perfect one. Isakova, sadly for her, fell over at the first attempt, but coming in with two really strong kicks straight away there. Angelique Espinoza, there's lots to like about her work. The only danger for her is that she sometimes leans down to cover, so puts herself in a little bit of an off-balance position, but as it stands, just the gamjom separating them. And Espinoza actually took up the sport after watching the London Paralympic Games in 2012, so 12 years later, here she is again trying to defend her Paralympic title.
All square on the gamjom front now, two apiece, or one apiece rather, but the only scores in the gold medal contest from penalties. If you accrue 10 in a single contest, then you lose automatically. We're a long way from that, but every one you do accrue is a point to your opponent. Other than that, the big difference between Olympic Taekwondo is there's no kicks to the head in Para Taekwondo. So it's all about the trunk. That's where these two are zoning in on. 2 points for a regular shot to the trunk with a kick. 3 for a back kick, 4 for a spinning kick.
Both fighters giving each other a respectable distance at which to operate. That's suiting so far the Peruvian, who manages to find that little kick to the body there, the 2-point shot. So Isakova just a little bit too far away. Like that, leaving a space. But sometimes trying to set a trap. She's got a very good back kick on the counter as well. So sometimes you'll miss on purpose to draw your opponent in.
John, let's talk about the height difference, because it's not vast, but as ever with Isakova, she's often the smaller of them, but she turns it to her advantage so often as well.
Yeah, you're right. She stands at 1.48 m, does Isakova. 1.56 m for the Peruvian. So it's just about using that to your advantage, but so far it's worked better for Angelique Espinoza.
Yeah, so often it is to her advantage, not so far.
And the only thing now is for her to not let it get away from her too quickly. Isakova, she's still well in this contest. We've seen the spin kicks. They're worth 4 points. And I think she'll have to go back to her coaching corner just to have a little chat, perhaps, with Bobar Kuzayev. There's Jackie Chan along with Dr. Chung Won Cho, both legends in the martial arts world. And they'll be back to present the medals, but who are they going to be to? Will it be a repeat here? Or can Isakova upset things? But she's got a lot of work to do, Jack, but she's got time in which to do it. Bobar Kuzayev just trying to give some encouragement, but none needed for Espinoza. She's good value so far.
Is it possible to anticipate the change in tactics of your opponent, or is that a fool's game to play, to try and second-guess something that hasn't happened yet?
Well, it's a difficult one because you've got to take care of yourself, but at some unconscious level you also anticipate, okay, if you're coming out 6-1 up, you know that the opponent is coming at you. They're either coming at you straight away off the bell, in which case you've got to look out for Isakova coming with a spin, because she's trying to win it right now. But that's just factored in at the training level. That's the reflexes. But you always have to keep to your own game plan, because so far Isakova has not been able to get into that. This distance here suits her. If she can get a little bit closer like that and then kick, there's a chance for her. But what happens when you do that?
The counter from the Peruvian. What a performance so far from the Paralympic champion. The only winner of a previous medal in this in the Paralympic Games. It made its debut, of course, in the Paralympics in Tokyo.
Credit, of course, to Ziyodakhon Isakova. She's trying to bridge that gap with bravery on the way through with those kind of side kicks. They're ostensibly a longer kick, but they are slower. They're slower on the way through, and that leaves the space waiting to fill it again. Espinoza. There's going to be a gam jump given. I wonder if the points will be invalidated or will they stand? Yeah, they're taking off. And the whistle of disappointment.
Not a nice sound, but nonetheless the visuals are good for Espinoza at 9-2. 90 seconds remaining. However, Isakova with the requisite abilities to pull this one back. No doubt about it, that would have been nice to see that one land for her. Jabs out again off the front leg, hunting down Espinoza. Into the corner she goes, front kick, and she'll get the gam john here. A point for that.
And she won't mind that, Jack. She's more than happy to give that one away at this stage. It's still a 6-point game. I don't want to defend too much for this 1 minute. If she can try and, well, we would say steal a couple of shots with that back leg as she tries to go for there. As Isakova picks up another penalty there. It's a 7-point game, so a useful cushion at the moment for Espinoza. So the gam jump given for carrying the leg across the mat without the intention to kick. Isakova needs a spin kick. If she can let one go and get one on the board, this could be an interesting climax to this gold medal contest.
With the peerless Peruvian. And her performance today, top-notch. Seemed to have been aware of everything that Isakova was going to bring onto the mat. 12 seconds, 6 points the difference. Espinoza looking for her second Paralympic title. After Tokyo, it's been 3 years where she's taken time out from the sport. She's made the comeback and she's reached the peak again. Paralympic gold for Angelika Espinoza, 3 years on from winning in Tokyo. She leads France in a trance in the Grand Palais. And everyone here in no doubt about her form. Earlier today, she had some various wobbles in some of her matches, but she's accelerated through it. Peru again in Para Taekwondo.
Well, it is the old 1-2 for Peru. She's managed to land back-to-back titles, just getting it done in fine style, never in any doubt. We gave the credit to Ziyodakhon Isakova because she pushed for it to try and win that gold. She'll take a hard-fought silver medal, but the champion, of course, she gets to take her bout.